Okie dokie. So this is the continuation. This is part 2 of the Dara Holster's in the waistband tuckable. Just checking out kind of the construction of this thing. I just unboxed it. You can check out my first video for that. So this is the in the waistband tuckable Kydex. You can see it's got the standard belt attachment like you would be used to. And then it has a little gap here where we'll be able to put our shirt. I don't know if you can see this real well, but this is molded for a shield. And let me see on this side of the camera. You can even see somebody test fit that with either a really good mold or the actual weapon. Because, I mean, you can actually see the, I can't remember what M&P calls that. They don't call it shark scales, but it's scales of some sort, you know, how the slide is. So let's test this thing out. I haven't put my gun in it, checked anything. I'm just kind of looking at the finishing. There's even a mold side here on the belt loop, which they like their belt loop. They say it's kind of curved, kind of concave like this. The theory being, you know, I guess it rides closer to your belt. One thing I'm noticing right away, there's some mold lines on this. But all the mold lines have been knocked down. Somebody's gone over these and made sure that there's no sharp edges left after the actual assembly. I think that's pretty interesting. I like stuff like that. Those are details that I like. I want to see stuff like that. This is, you know, the belt clip matches, the tuckable plate matches. Everything is coyote brown. The hardware is black. All the hardware looks very good. Absolutely nothing is loose from the factory. Let's test this thing. One thing I always hate, I love these little sticky holsters. This is another thing for your vehicle. These things are pretty cool. You can kind of like shove them in your seat and the gun pulls right out. So you can see I've already removed the magazine, but I'm gonna safety check it also, just so everybody sees. I hate when people, you know, oh, it's been safety checked. Well, that's cool. Check it again. So anyway, so this is our first test fit. Very positive retention, snaps right down in there. There is just ever so slightly a little bit of play. I think when the gun's weighted and probably on your belt loop, that probably won't matter. Note that it is not forward and back really play like that very much. It's mostly like up and down, which I don't think you're going to be bouncing like that a whole bunch. We might could tighten that retention screw on the bottom, maybe, and tighten that up just a hair. But you know, one thing you have to remember, if it's a little loose right now anyway, by the time you put it on your belt and your person, that's not going anywhere. You know what I mean? I mean, that's in there, dude. One thing that I did like about the Dara holster, this is kind of cool. This is very even. This isn't the part I was actually trying to film, but this is very uniform. I saw some holsters where one side was a little lopsided or not molded exactly. That one's very symmetrical. I like that. That's very cool. There's also additional room here. They have a room if you add sights to your gun later on. I thought that was kind of cool. I don't care about that. I have just regular sights on this gun. This is a brand new gun. But this is kind of a neat feature. They cover the mag release. I saw many of these that did not do that. I don't know if that really matters or not, but to me it did. You know, to me that was an additional thought that somebody put forth to say, hey, let's make sure that this thing works correctly. That it's, you know, foolproof. Check, we're cool. All right, well, let's try this thing out. Let's see what's up. So I feel like this is how most people are probably going to wear this. Most people are going to do this. I don't know if I would say business attire, but, you know, probably khakis, 511 pants, something along those lines. And then they're going to, you know, let's see what's up. Let's pull the shirt tail out. Fits good on your love handles. And I don't have this belt very tight at all. So I'm actually a little bit more of a 5 o'clock kind of guy. I'm actually on the wrong side of the belt loop here. So let's see how the retention is actually. Yeah, okay, very positive hook. That's pulling on the belt. That is not coming off. Somebody's not, you know, I don't know if that really happens, but things like that you know, I guess could potentially happen. You want to be prepared, I guess, for all of that. It's very, very good retention on the belt. They're not pulling that off your belt. Now, hopefully you've got this thing tucked up good enough that it doesn't matter anyway. So like I said, I don't have the belt super duper tight. You know, let's just see if we can tuck this thing. Oh, it fits in the slot. Oh yeah, and that fits down very easily. I hadn't actually thought of that, but the Kydex being as slick as it is, your shirt goes right in there. Yep, so you can see how you can still see this. That was kind of what I was hoping. Let me take this J hook out. I don't know that I'm going to use this, but it was just a few dollars while I was ordering. So this is what the other clip, how it would ride. So I kind of felt like that actually might be less visible. You know, that's visible. If somebody knows, which I guess the only people that probably know that would be us, you know. But anyway, so I got that just as another option to try. You know, that's actually how that one goes. Same thing, very positive hook. That's not coming loose. So certainly you can tighten up your belt. I think you normally have to wear your belt a little tighter. A 511 belt might do a little bit better. This is just a Patagonia belt. But I mean, that other than, I have some printing, but I'm probably not in the right position. Obviously, you know, you'll have to play with it a little bit to get it, you know, after the initial start. Yeah, so that's like kind of a 5, you know, with a shield. Now that doesn't have the magazine, so it's got just a little left. You know, that would probably print, frankly, just a little more. And like I said, you could do some working with that and get that, you know, what you think you need, you know, where do you want it to ride, what's comfortable for you. So, okay, so that's, holster stays in place like what you would want. Easy to reholster. Very positive click. You know that it's in there. So, pretty cool. So that's the Dara in the waistband tuckable holster. Feels pretty good. We'll try this out and see how it rides. Figuratively and really, literally. We'll try to see, let me get a screwdriver real quick and try tightening that and see if that snugs up that retention just that last little bit. I don't think it really matters. I'm pleased with where it's at, but let's try it. Just another, that's a half a turn, 3/8 of a turn. Okay, so that actually didn't take it all the way up. That didn't snug it a whole bunch. That might not be nearly enough tightening. That's probably at least a turn and a quarter. All right, that got us very snug. That doesn't have very little play, hardly any. And what play it does have would certainly go away once it was sandwiched with your belt, like normal, how you would ride with it. It'll be interesting to wear this. Try it out in your vehicle. You know, hey, does this, you know, is this a comfortable ride? You know what I mean? So, interested to try this, see how it goes. I like to be tucked. I'm one of those goofballs that tucks his shirt in even on the weekend when he's off work. So I really wanted something that was tuckable. There's plenty of, you know, these kind of holsters that are not necessarily, you know, that are nice and are low riding, but not necessarily, you know, tuckable. This was one of the few that I saw that had the plate on it that I was pretty excited about. Very reasonable price point. I'm trying to remember the retail on this. I'll list the retail down in the comments. Thanks for viewing. If you have any questions, feel free to write some comments. I'll try to get back to them. And thanks for taking time to watch.